billionaire Elon Musk is considering filing some lawsuits against people who called him out for doing a Nazi-like salute during Trump's inauguration. So now, first up, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. So he went on MSNBC and said that, of course, everybody saw this. Yeah, it's a Nazi salute. Now, conservative influencer Robbie Starbuck had posted a video of him on X saying that. Okay, and here's what Starbuck said himself. Creepy Tim Walz says, "Of course, Elon did a Nazi salute. I hope Elon sues him for all he's worth." He responded to that. Elon did. I think I will. Tim Walz is a creepy clown. Okay, so I love the projection here, okay, because I talked about Tim Walz during the election. Literally, there's nothing creepy about him. He's super nice Midwestern guy, okay, who, called conservatives weird because they are, okay. I mean, it's not like Tim Walz that offered a woman to buy a woman a horse in exchange for an erotic massage. You know what that was? That was Elon. Okay, this is at least according to allegations from a former SpaceX flight attendant, one of the many who are suing him for things like sexual harassment. Okay, the alleged sexual harassment is like 8 former workers say, yeah, there was a frat boy atmosphere here, lots of sexual harassment, basically a hostile work environment. That appears to be a bit creepy, okay? The way that Elon Musk runs things, the way that he talks about certain things, especially like, we got a population problem. We need to have more. We need to have more babies. I will offer my sperm to any woman, who wants to have my babies. Like, you don't see that as creepy? Because that's creepy. Okay. I'm just saying, right? But let's get back to the salute here, because that's what matters. I'm going to say it. Looks kind of Nazi to me. I mean, that would, of course, be my opinion of this. My opinion, of course, being protected by the First Amendment, that whole freedom of speech thing that we're supposed to have in this country. Now, wait a minute. Of course, freedom of speech, as I've mentioned many times before, it only protects you from the government coming after you, for expressing an opinion, right? Well, yes. It doesn't protect for defamation, obviously. Now, that said, is Elon Musk a part of the government? Who even knows anymore, right? I mean, yes, I know he hasn't been elected to anything, but he was appointed by Trump to run a commission called DOGE to talk about, federal spending. He's also staying at the White House. And this is while having some conflicts of interest, right? I mean, he's got a lot of government contracts. And so, and before Trump took office, he was being investigated for quite a few things, for bad business practices, as well as, these sexual harassment claims and things like that. He was under a lot of investigations for, some all this alleged stuff. All right. But now that's all gone. Weird. That's weird. And so it kind of feels like Musk's whole deal right now involves him like a kind of merging of corporation and state, where he's kind of at the head of it, or at least one of the top advisors to it. Now, what is the word for that? What is that? Okay, but aside from that, the Musk salute, right? That is at issue. Now, Musk and his defenders, they keep saying, well, oh, no, that's not a Nazi salute. It's a Roman salute. It's everything except for a Nazi salute. How dare you insinuate that it was? He was just touching his heart, and he was just giving his heart to the crowd. Okay, well, if it was so harmless, then why don't you do it? Why don't you do it in public? Show us. So show us what happens when you do it in public. Oh, right. Some of you actually already did. For example, you had Laura Smith. There's a politician from Pennsylvania who did it on video.
My heart goes out to you. Hope you're doing okay.
And then, oops, ended up resigning from her position as a supervisor in Tawamanson Township. That's not all. Then you had Father Calvin Robinson of the Anglican Catholic Church doing it.
So God bless all of you for what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I hope that I can encourage you, and my heart goes out to you. God bless.
Oh, but you don't understand. He was doing it off to the side. So that doesn't really count as a Nazi salute. You have to do it in front of you, you see? Look at that smile. That's the smile of someone who knows exactly what he's doing. And look, last month, Robinson had a neo-Nazi guest on his podcast who said, and I quote, "Judaism is a pernicious evil." I don't know, it sounds kind of Nazi to me. But he swears he's not a Nazi. No. He just really likes Christian nationalism. Now, that said, the ACC, they saw that and was like, that's not good. It's not a good look. They put out this statement. Approximately 3 p.m. today, members of the College of Bishops, ACC, were made aware of a post made on X showing the end of a speech made by Calvin Robinson at the National Pro-Life Summit in Washington, D.C. And he closed his comments with a gesture that many have interpreted as a pro-Nazi salute. Interpreted. While we cannot say what was in Mr. Robinson's heart when he did this, it's such a mealy-mouthed statement. His action appears to have been an attempt to curry favor with certain elements of the American political right by provoking its opposition. Mr. Robinson had been warned that online trolling and other such actions, whether in service of the left or right, are incompatible with a priestly vocation and was told to desist. Clearly, he has not. And as such, his license in the church has been revoked. He is no longer serving as a priest in the ACC. Furthermore, we understand that this is not just an administrative matter. The Holocaust was an episode of unspeakable horror enacted by a regime of evil men. We condemn Nazi ideology and anti-Semitism in all its forms, and we believe that those who mimic the Nazi salute, even as a joke or an attempt to troll their opponents, trivialize the horror of the Holocaust and diminish the sacrifice of those fought against the perpetrators. Such actions are harmful, divisive, and contrary to the tenets of Christian charity. Finally, we pray that God will give us the grace to lay aside our unhappy divisions, and we commend our nation, ourselves, to His almighty protection. I don't know where that accent came from, but I get into preacher mode. I'm sorry. It happens. Okay. But all right. So this is the third or fourth church this guy was kicked out of. So quite a track record, right? Now it's important to understand that the ACC is nowhere near a liberal denomination. They're extremely socially conservative. Okay? And yet this was a bridge too far for them. I guess it's exactly what it looks like. Okay? But what does it matter? Everyone knows what this means. All right? Everyone can see with their own eyes what the salute is. All right? This game of doing it and then playing coy, nobody's buying it, all right? But it is a way for them, I think, to try to bring it into the mainstream. And it has worked. Whether or not it's a joke, it has worked. You've got conservatives everywhere. They're either doing it or they're defending doing it because of a billionaire. And of course, the cherry on top here is the idea of then Musk suing people for correctly calling out what that is. What we're seeing in front of our very eyes. I mean, we see it. You're trying to gaslight us. Ain't gonna work. But it's not just about gaslighting, too. What they wanted to do is to scare people into submission with litigation or the threat of litigation. Why? Because they want to silence people. Ironically, destroying their free speech. I thought this guy was Mr. Free Speech. No, of course not. Of course not. I believe the overall goal here is to do that, is to intimidate people. And you know why? Because fascism is only able to thrive when the majority is too afraid to challenge it, when they have been cowed into compliance. All right. So I say, hold the line, keep calling it out for what it is, and most importantly, keep fighting. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.